Hello guys, welcome once again, and today we are going to look at how to represent functions in terms of power series. So we have so we should find the power series representation of s cube divided by s plus 2. Now when we talk about power series representation, they are with respect to the geometric series. So if when you are given a question to represent in a form of power series, always your series must look like this. It must be in this form: 1 over 1 minus x, which is 1 over 1 minus a, which is a sum of a geometric series, right? And also must correspond to, so that finally then you can write your answer in this form. So we have a r n. Then there are two relations. When it starts from 0 to infinity, then this is a r to the power n. But when it is infinity, then to 1, starting from 1 to infinity, then it becomes n minus 1. So basically that's how to represent. So we start from here, then we move to this side, then we finally represent our power series in this form. So we have first step, then we move to the second step, and also the third step. So now let's look at the first step. Now we have this question: s cubed over 1 minus x. Now to make this representation here looks like this, I can substitute, I can factorize x out. So factorizing x out, I have 1 over 1. Okay, so our function is x plus 2. It's x plus 2, sorry. So I can have 2 plus x, which is still the same, right? So I just brought the s cube out and I have 1 over 2 plus x. But my function needs to look like this. We have to get a negative sign here and also 1 over here. So the best thing is, in order to get 1 here, I have to divide here by 2, divide each of the side by 2. So I have 1 over 2 all over 1 over 2 here, then plus x over 2. Now this is equal to 1 over 2, then I have 1 plus x over 2. Now this is okay, this is okay. So I have this. Now I have a negative sign here, so I need to represent this in a negative sign. So I have 1 over 2, I have 1 over 2 all over 1 minus, then another minus that, so that my series will now look like, now it's comparing it to this, you can see that the value of minus x is equal to that, right? And still it is negative negative, which is still positive, which is equal to that, right? So this is how to represent them in this form. Now the second step is to find the value of a and r. So comparing these two, a over 1 minus r, then the value of a here is just half, and also the value of r here, r is just we have negative x over 2, right? Negative x over 2. Yes, we have negative x over 2 because already the 1 minus x. So we have the 1 minus, then the whole of this thing then should represent the value of r over here. Okay, so since we have this, now let's substitute and see how it will look like. Now we go to the third step. So now we've gotten our first step as this was our first step, right? And this was our second step. Our second step is to find a and r, and that's what we've done over here. Now our third step is to represent it in either this or that. So let's take that. So our third step is, we have the summation starting from 0 to infinity, and we have the value of a, our a, the value of a, we had the value of a as, so we have a, r, and n. So we have that being equal to n being equal to 0, then the value of a is just half, Then we have r is just negative x over 2, and also the n here is just n. Now remember, I factorize s cube out, so in each step we had to add the s cube. So the s cube is still there. So over here our s cube is still here, so we add our s cube here also. So finally then we can have this as that. So let's write this very well. So we can have negative 1 to the power n. Now if you look at we have 2, and we have 2 to the power 1, and also 2 here to the power n. So we have 1 plus n, right? Then what is left is just our x here. The negative is what we brought over here, our x here. Then to the power n, now they are the same and they are multiplying, so we add their exponents, so plus 3. So we can have now this is how to represent a power series, functions in the form of power series. So we have this as our representation. Now if I have to write a series, how the sequences, how the series will be like, then therefore when n is 0, so we start from 0 to infinity. So when n is 0, we have the whole of this being 1, then we have 0 here, so we have s cube, so we have s cube. Then over here when n is 0, we have over 2, so we have half over 2. Then when n is 1, then we have 1 here, we have 1. Then this becomes negative, we have 1 here, s to the power 4, so negative x to the power 4, and we have 1 here, which is just 2 to the power 2. Then we have 4, right? Now our next series will be if n is 2, when n is 2, then we have positive here, then when it's 2, we have s to the power 5, then divided by 1 plus 2 is just 3, so we have 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 is just 8. Then we can have the sequence continuously here. So this is how to find power series. So first step, we represent it in this form. The second step, find the value of a, then your value of r. Make sure your functions are is in this form, 1 minus 1 over 1 minus x. And the third step is either use this or that. It depends on where you are starting the value of n from. So we are starting from 0, then use this. When you're starting from 1, then use that. So basically that's how to represent power series representation. Thank you very much, and see you in another section.